Hi. Good morning. It's Wednesday, December 3rd, 2025. I am Katie. I am the host of the Naughty Knitting Podcast. I am going to start out with the warnings, wearings, and whiskey. Just kidding. I'm not allowed to drink. We're going to go with the warning real quick because the warning is there is going to be swearing and body parts. Not my body parts, but body parts. And if you do not like that, have a nice day. I am wearing a flax light sweater that is heavily modified, short sleeves, and it is cropped. I am drinking tea. I'm drinking it in my Naked Dinosaur cup. You can't tell. They are naked now, but they're really naked when it's warm outside. I'll post a picture. I am absolutely thrown off by today because there's construction going on in my neighborhood and somebody honks a fucking horn every few minutes and is driving me up a wall. I don't have a problem. I'm not an issue. I'm going to start out with my FOs. The first FO is a pair of little mitts. It's more fun to say mittens. These are a pair of little mitts. I made my own design, just knit them up real quick. It's on a worsted weight. I probably used a US 6, what is that, 5mm? Somebody will correct me, I'm sure, or I'll post it. They're cute little mitts. They're adorable. But they are for somebody. I used some scrap yarn to add those to my shop. The next thing I did is a pot holder. It is a double thick pot holder. I do have the pattern available in my shop on the Fuzzy Sheep. It is written down and it does have pictures. So this is, I make it real tight. It's tight. On a G hook. It is a worsted weight, and this color is, I swear to God, people are like making fun of me. This one is called Bamboo. This is Bamboo. Is this like the banana thing? You gotta have to watch last week's episode to get that one. My next FO is my hat. I finished the hat. This is a double win. I finished the hat. Gorgeous. Love it. That orange is from where I was last time. And this is knit on Jojo Land Melody from my Deep Stash. And that is a superwash 100% wool in the colorway MS40. I don't know what that means, but that's what it was. The next is of my FOs are gnomes. I made some gnomes. I finished them. I didn't start them and finish them in one spot. So this is my little gnome with the holding of the babies. And then this is my second gnome. And then there's another gnome. And then there's this one I did start and finish since the last time. So this is another gnome. This is an ornament. I have a special order for ornaments. And this is a hoe because he's half finished. He needs a beard and a nose and some arms. You always use arms. I love the gnomes. They're so cute. I make a lot of the gnomes, and I did take some special orders. So those are my FOs. So whips. I try to keep about 5 whips. The first one in a Fuzzy Sheep Christmas bag, because we have to have holidays. I have a ton of scrap yarn. Who doesn't? This is all fingering weight. It is crochet. Oh my god, I actually crocheted something. Is this the hook? This is not the hook. Somewhere with a project is a G hook that is gold, like this one, but the entire top of the paint and everything is gone. That was the one that my grandmother gifted me when I learned how to crochet. So I've had it for a number of years. This is a rainbow scarf. I started with some pink, and moved into red, and then we have some orange. I have to cut the ends when I'm done, so we've moved into some orange, and I have every color of the rainbow. So this is just a basic single crochet, double crochet to work on that. The next color, does that have the next color? That doesn't have enough pink in it. Is it though? Is this from my sweater? I don't know. Pay attention. Okay, so that's the next color because it's got a little bit of orange in it, and then that's the next color. So I have all the colors of the rainbow, and I will be working on that. That is on a G hook. I don't know if I mentioned that. And this is all fingering weight. If I have fingering weight left when I'm done with it, I will double the fingering weight, but I've also been using it on gnomes. So the next whip is my gnome. I have gnomes, plural. I have yarn left over from the hat, and then I started one in like a green marled. Pretty sure this was at some point a pair of socks, or the yarn it's left over from a pair of socks. I also have been making trees, so I still haven't decided if it's going to be a gnome or a tree. I have already made a tree. This is my new forest that I bring out for the holidays. I collect and make trees, so I'll post a picture of that. And then the other whip, this is another gnome. I have previously made the gnome hat, and then I'm going to make the body out of this color. So that will be, I'm actually doubting in real time that is going to be enough yarn for the body. He's going to be short. Sometimes people like us need to be represented with the shortness. I'm not incredibly short. I don't understand. Both of my husband is 6'6". I'm 5'5". 5'4", because I'm old and I'm shrinking. The pink and gray sweater in the yarn of which we do not name where we got this from. This is a flax light sweater, and it is a toddler size. This is where I was last time, so I haven't made a ton of progress. I also keep this in the car, so this is one of my car projects. It is, I'm about an inch, I think, from the bottom cuff. That's not a cuff, ribbing. So feels nice, and it's machine washable, so it'll be fine. I am knitting this, it's fingering weight. I am knitting it on a US 5 3.75 millimeter. I just remembered, a 6 would be a 4 millimeter. US 6 is a 4 millimeter, which is what I knit the mittens on. Back to that. All right. I have I started a new project because who doesn't cast down all of the shit right before Christmas? My son is a sousaphone player and is in the marching band. I forced him to wear a hat the other day because it was 33 degrees in Georgia. Cumming, by the way. We live in Cumming. It's funny every time. It was cold. So I forced him to wear a hat. Horrible mother that I am. And after wearing it for about a half an hour, went, oh wow, this is kind of nice. Can I have a hat in my school colors? Absolutely. So we have navy, which by the way, I have to use a neck lamp for this because I can't see. It's too dark. And navy and gold. So, fun fact, my late mother-in-law used to dye yarn. And she made this, I think she called it gilded. Check out that gold. It's not yellow. It is definitely gold. It's absolutely gorgeous. And oh my God, it feels so good. So this is the other side. I'm doing a muscle burrow. And there's a hole. Does anybody else stick their finger? I'm a button pusher, so I'll gold and navy, and it will be one whole side will be gold and the other side will be navy. This is being knit on US 3, which is 3.25 millimeter. The next whip is I'm calling the Briggs Troll sweater. Stand by, I have to get that. Is in a slouch bag, and I'm running out of room because this is a bulky weight sweater. No, it's not. It's worsted. The worsted sweater, real quick rundown. It is a custom order sweater from a guy I used to go to high school with. He ordered a sweater from a little mini troll. I'll put the picture up again. The troll, he said, can you make this for a friend of mine? Absolutely not a problem. So with modifications, it is a flax sweater from Tin Can Knits. It is heavily modified, and I have a very tall neck right now. So it is not going to be ribbed on the, it's not going to be ribbed. That's a disappointment. It's going to be a folded neck, and it'll be kind of like a mock turtleneck. It's very loose. So all I have left to do is finish and bind off the neck. I've already started one sleeve, and I will add the sleeves, and we're gonna move on with that one. I'm hoping to get it done this week. I know he does not watch this podcast, so I'm hoping to get it done next week. Those are all of my knitted and crochet whips. On to the fuzzy ball sacks. I made a bunch of stuff this week, and I am still currently making. So we're going to go through the FOs. I made this bag. This is a wedge bag. It will come with a detachable handle, and this has, they usually have a pocket on the inside, and this has skulls with Christmas, Santa hats on them. And then we have, I made another, you got to protect your wood table with your casserole dishes because they can get a little heated. So I made some naughty and very offensive mats. They are now double thick for all of your casserole needs. Use protection. Protect your wood. Another one, this is more of a, oh, you could probably get an iPad in here. Smaller, one of the smaller iPads. Does have a detachable hook, and if you couldn't tell what that is, this is the RV from Christmas Vacation. So there's toilets on there too. They're so cute. I did a runner with scraps. I love it. I want to keep it. It's the back. And I made 3 stockings. Because stockings, same shape. 3 stockings. This one has bees in it. I just like this plaid. I thought that turned out great. And then I have the plaid, but with bee fabric. I ended up with a ton of bee fabric. I don't know why. It's got a plain inside. They all have a loop. We'll show that again. So we have bees, and then we really have bees. So this was a quilted, and I did the quilting myself. And it is a cute little stocking, both sides. It's so cute. So I have 3 stockings. Those will go in the fuzzy sheep. I have some fuzzy ball sack whips. Literally in the middle of making this. I have some fornicating snow people. Those will be going in the shop. Some rainbow snowflakes. I have the blue rainbow snowflakes. Do I have access to that without tipping myself over? I do. So that's the blue. I have a couple of those coming out. I still have some in the shop. Fucking humbug. I love it. We got some scrappy stuff. I'm pretty sure this is already in the shop. So, yeah. Oh, fornicating snow people again. They're so cute. So I have more bags. I am having a shop update. The update will be on Friday, December 5th, 2025 at 9 p.m. There are codes available for discount. Sewing plans. My sewing plans I need some buckets. I have a bucket for all of my knit items at the front door, and I have some ideas for that. I have to work on my quilts and more bags, and I have some custom orders. So those will be fun. And I have no information written down on those, so you're gonna have to wait. We'll do those. I am going to talk a little bit about my garden. I will post the pictures. I have my outdoor garden, which we're having some issues. All of my broccoli died. I have cauliflower out there. I have a ton of kale. I have some collards. I have to look again. Inside, I have 2 arrow gardens. I have bok choy and mustard greens in one. And then I have lettuce in the other one. So we eat fresh. We pick right off the arrow garden and eat those. Those are going inside. Those are inside gardens. And then I will begin garden planning in January, because I can plant in January. And then they go from, I have a greenhouse with lights and everything all on a timer. Those are in my garage, and then they go to an outside greenhouse, and then they go get planted in the ground in the spring. But I can start in January. I'm very excited. So those are my garden plans and doings. Currently, we just had Thanksgiving here in the United States. So I had a giant 20-pound turkey for 6 people. Anyway, we've been eating a lot of turkey. I took that carcass plus 2 chicken carcasses I had in the freezer and made in my giant pot a lot of chicken and turkey broth. So I made bone broth, and that I spent last night canning most of it. I still have to do one more canner load, and currently finished I have, which I will post a picture, I have 21 jars currently of bone broth. So I use it in everything. So it's delicious and I love it. I have advent calendars going on. I have to get a new chair because I can hear myself squeaking. I have 3 advent calendars. I have 3 advent calendars. I have this one, which is a coloring book. Very excited about it. I have all of my colored pencils, and I took a picture on Instagram, and I'm gonna, because it's a personal challenge, I have all the colored pencils, and it's a lot of coloring. There's more than 24 days, so those I'm going to color throughout the month, and I want to see how short my pencils get when we're done with that. We also have, each of the family members has their own advent calendar, and then we have the family advent calendars. I have one on the front door that just does numbers, and then we have a digital one from Jackie Lawson that I highly recommend. It is a lot of fun. There's games, and every year it's a different city, a different theme, and you get to find little elves, and it's a lot of fun. We've been doing it for like 6 years, so it's a lot of fun. I highly recommend it. The 3rd advent calendar, I don't even know what number we're on now. 3rd advent calendar, I have a puzzle, and you do a little, they come in a little box, and I do a section every day. I love puzzles, and it's the same one I had last year, and I'm totally okay with that. I can redo it. So there are 24, it was divided into 24 little boxes, and I get to do a little tiny puzzle every single day, and at the end of the season I have a giant puzzle. That does great. We are moving on to books and some future plans. I'm not watching anything, so I'm not watching television. I'm not allowed to watch the news because I get pissed off. And so we read. I just finished 4 books for this month. The goal is 50 for the year. I'm not going to make it. That's fine, but I'm still reading. The books. I just finished for the month of November, The Alchemist. I highly recommend the book. I'm not sure how I feel about it just yet. It was very good. Definitely worth reading. The Wild Robot by Peter Brown. Absolutely. Highly recommend The Wild Robot. I will be reading the next one. The other one I finished, which was on Audible, is Beneath the Starling House. Absolutely fantastic. It is supernatural again. Absolutely love it. It is by Alex, A-L-I-X, Harrow. Very, very good. Very good. Loved it. I read a short book. I read every once in a while. I need like a palate cleanser. I listened to The Dispatcher by John Scalise. It was another supernatural, very quick story. Took me like 2 hours on Audible. It was great. Love the idea and the concept. Absolutely love it. Highly recommend it. My current books I read in a threesome. Yeah, I have 3 ways to read. I read Audible, I have physical books, and then I have a Kindle. My Audible books are the only one left by Riley Seeger, and The Arsenal of Democracy by A.J. Baime. B-A-I-M-E. Baime. I have not started The Arsenal of Democracy, but I will read that. I do read a lot of history, supernatural, and children's books. which little Miss Jessica and my friend Jen, we need to have a discussion about books. So maybe we could set up a Zoom night. I don't know how to work Zoom. I'm going to figure it out. I can do this. I can do hard things. Sorry. Let's set up a Zoom night and talk about books and sit and knit. This will be fantastic. I love this. A virtual book club. I have to do that. Let me write that down. I'm writing that down. We need to set that up. Like once a month. We're going to do that. The physical book that I'm reading is Tress of the Emerald Sea by Brandon Sanderson. So far, so good. I do like it. And then on my Kindle, I'm reading The Song of Achilles by Madeline Miller. So those I'm hoping to get done by this month. And I have a huge to be read list. I don't know what I'm talking about. We have our own library. So I have lots of books. The final thing I want to talk about is my future plans for knitting. It's a little bit different. My mother-in-law, who used to knit all of us cowls. Oh, ew. That would be why we're fixing it. So she knit us cowls. She knit me a cowl. She never wrote down the pattern. This is probably one of the only times I saw her. I can't reach the thing. The only time I saw her. What is this? Oh, this is, okay. This is what I'm talking about. Where'd it go? I don't know where it went. I don't know where my cowl went. I have a cowl. I have a cowl. I have a cowl. Yeah, this is mine. She made this for me before children. This is absolutely stunning. It's cashmere. I know it has cashmere in it. She did not write the pattern down. She always encouraged me to write patterns and wanted me to write books. She used a couple of my patterns to make some things for her shop when she had it. So I have acquired some of the ones that she has made for my kids that no longer fit their giant skulls. So in addition to that, some of them are also, they have holes in them. And they are past, could I fix them? Absolutely. Do I want to fix them? Not particularly. However, what I can do is reuse the yarn. The yarn is perfectly great. I will pull them apart and make them into fingerless mitts because my kids do wear fingerless mitts. So I will pull them apart. This one is really coming apart. I mean, it's, oh, I might be actually able to fix this one. But anyway, this pattern, I have started to take notes and I will be writing the pattern down and making that available for sale on my website. So we are going to do that and rewrite some of her patterns and the things that she used to make. I think that is the end of my day. I have to go grocery shopping. I am going to try to record every 2 weeks and post any questions you have down below, and I will, let me know if you want to do the whole book thing. That would be fun. That'll be a lot of fun. And I will see everybody soon.